Why? Why? Like, can anybody understand why I'm so baffled with Roll Over and Die? Like, don't get me wrong. This is a dark Yuri anime, and I get it. I really do. I get it. I get it. I absolutely get it. Okay? Flum and Milk's relationship in this twisted world that they in, I get it. There are times where I look at the show and I literally sat down with you guys and covered this on a day-to-day basis. Asking the big questions about Flum and Milk's relationship. Asking everything good, Last week was a good moment. Last week was a very good, touching moment of it, especially that last scene with Flum and Milkhead's cheeks together, wrapping their bandages together. We get to see Milkhead being like so beautiful, and with her and Flum in the same bed together. That was some good Yuri moment, guys. The Yuriness is rising this year, and I know we got another dark Yuri anime to cover of next time, the next one. Which, by the way, I'm gonna cover that. By the way, I've been asking myself, but it's like one of those. It's like one of those things where it says you can't always get what you want. You can't have a very good episode unless there's some drama. After watching this episode this morning, guys, after watching episode 9 of Roll Over and Die, I don't know what to say. This show hits me every freaking time. You see, I'm like what I do when I cover Rising of the Shield Hero. Every time I cover Rising of the Shield Hero, I always wanted to see bitch-ass mine dies. And you see my reaction every time. When I see that bitch, I always want to punch her, kick her in the fucking stomach, make sure this and that. I always do that. But every time I watch this show, I feel like, oh my God, can we get this over with? Can we have a peaceful, good episode that doesn't involve drama or anything? Like, I get it, it's dark, Urian, but can society leave Flum alone? We don't get that. So I'm looking at this episode, guys, and it's like, there's no words I can say. And the thing is, this is one of these episodes I never thought it was gonna happen. So without further ado, guys, let's get right to it with episode 9 of Roll Over and Die. Okay, so let's put this into perspective. Flum and Milk's relationship is starting off really, really good. It is so effing good. I mean, we got to see Milkhead all bandaged up again, and I asked myself, when I saw this, I'm like, why is she bandaged up still? Why is she doing this? But then she said, I wanted bandages up because when when we're together, when we're alone together, I'll wrap my bandages. I'll unwrap my bandages. So it's kind of like, it's so pure. Like, she is so you can see the relationship that Flum and Milkhead have for each other. You can see that. I mean, the love that those two have clinging on each other, that, and the promises that Milkhead made. It was so like, you can see that in the Uriness. That is so Uriness. And you can see Flum all blushing and all that stuff. You can see the blushiness that Flum and Milkhead has for each other. And you see Eterna with her little plush, she's just like, you look like a boyfriend clinging on the girl. I said. But with Ink, here's the thing. Ink hugged Milkhead. It took one hug. It took one hug to make Flum jealous. I'm like, yo, what Flum has competition over a kid who hugs, over a little kid who hugs Milkhead? She gets jealous. It's like one of those, like, how you get jealous over a hug? Like, you know Flum has you make it sounds like Flum has competition. I'm like, what competition? What competition? But oogling on Milkhead, it was a very touching scene. And again, seeing Milkhead putting her bandages back up, even though the spell was cured thanks to Athena, it was like a promise that she made for Flum, so that next time when they're alone together, take the bandages off and get it on. Okay, now let's push that aside. I want to talk about Flum's best friend. I just want to know this. This is this is a word to Flum's best friend who who's in the party with John. Which I don't know. I hate that fucking guy. I hate that guy. Can we kill this guy? Can we kill the guy? Why is she with them? Why is she with them? Eterna left the party. Why can't she leave the party? Right now, if you look at their party right now, she's the weakest. But why the hell is she still with them? Why? You gotta have a reason. You got to have a reason. And I don't know what it is. But it's just so stupid, like she's still with them. Like, you guys can spoil it for me. I don't really care. I don't know if they're gonna air it, but I do like their thoughts on it. But again, seeing it's like if you knew you're weak and you knew John is abusing your powers and all that stuff, why are you not leaving? You left Flum. Why can't you leave? But that's here or there. Now, and Ink and Eterna's, their chemistry is so funny, man. She got one of her robots and called it Mofo. That was one of the most funniest things. You call the robot a Mofo. That's still funny. Okay, now, while Flum's looking for another job, these ink blobs was just cause a huge smell in the West District. So we leave it to Sarah's friends, Jonny and Ed, to look at this investigation. Oh my God, I can't. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that right now. Well, I'm gonna get to that in a few seconds. Hold on. So the church, you know what? Let me just sum this up. The church is like the umbrella corporation. The church is like the umbrella corporation. If you think about it, the umbrella corporation is always like cover-ups, like with the incident in Raccoon City. They covering all their secrets. The church is the same thing. They're trying to sweep and cover off these problems, like, oh, it's some kind of disease or whatnot. And they're trying to cover it up. So yeah, that's basically what it is. The church is like the umbrella corporation. Now, Sara treated Jonny and Ed, those two knights, as brothers. They're not related. But they're like brothers to them. She treats them like brothers. They had each other back. There's so much love for them. So much. So Sara was going to investigate. Was to investigate these whereabouts, and that lead to that stupid ass guy. The end of that stupid ass guy that we all know from episode 1. That stupid ass guy who relished the church so much, and that big guy who abandoned him decided to fight. And then we see like a little flashback of how he wanted more power, and he's still blaming Flum for all this. That old lady from last week gave him the orb, and he turned into what he is right now. So she's part of the church. And then the blood was really interrogating to watch. I mean, getting axe chopped off, getting his arm chopped off, and then it get regenerated like some regenerators. Looking at how the way how it looked like he was regenerating his arms, it look like a parasite. You know the anime Parasite? That's what it looked at. Or probably the tentacles from Resident Evil 4. You know the Las Plagas? That's what I see. I can see with his head chopped off. It kind of looks, but the arm thing, it literally sliced off the big guy's head off finally, and then everyone was coming after him. I'm like, are you stupid or something? And then these weird ass eyeballs came out of nowhere, and every time they get closer, they mutated. Like again, like the T virus, the bioorganic weapons or whatnot. They transform into these creatures. And it's so freaking, oh my God. That was really something. And all because of him blaming Flum. You know, I hope Flum finishes off in this, in like the right about these episodes. I really hope he ends that point. But I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I really hope. But again, it was like, yeah, the big guy's dead. I'm happy he's dead. but again, these eyeballs are coming in. It's like, oh my god, that's like a virus, T-virus vibe. Now, Sara lost 2 people in his life. I mean, in her life. I'm not good with there who was first. I think it was Ed. I think it was Jonny. I almost said Ed. So he lost one of his souls. He's like, protect Sara at all costs. I got this, protect her. And then all of a sudden, her other brother was like, I will go back and say, live your life. You know, it's sad. It was so sad that these 2 brothers who looked up to Sara when they were little, literally looked up to Sara. I mean, literally looked Sara as a sister. But again, they gave up their life to protect Sara. That was one of the... Damn, that was like, damn, this... It's like, this episode was like, why? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Like I just don't get it. Why did you do that? And then that cliffhanger where she's climbing and she fell. I'm like, yo, what kind of cliffhanger is this? I swear, yo, why would you end a cliffhanger like that? Where Sarah's falling to her depths? Like, falling to her depths? Look, I don't want Sarah to die. I don't want Sarah to die. I really don't want... Yo, let me say this. If Sara dies, I'm going to freaking lose it. But if... I hope she's alive. I really hope. I really hope she's alive. I'm not going to say she's dead, but I really hope she's freaking alive. I strongly believe she's alive. Because this is Sara we're talking about. We're not going to say dead. We're not. But overall, though, this episode was like the calm before the storm. This episode was one of those like, yeah, we have a cute Flum milk it moment that everybody knows we've seen. We got a good Flum milk it moment to this. It's like Roll Over and Die is like one of these episodes. Roll Over and Die is one of these things where it's just like, we can't have a peaceful, good episode. It's always something bad happens. Like, yeah, we have a good maybe like 10 minutes. But then after that, it's just like all this like, oh my God things, you know? One bad thing to the next. And to see Sara loses her 2 brothers, I didn't expect that. I didn't see that coming. I did not suspect that. That part kind of hit me. And I didn't see it. But I look forward for next week's episode, and let's pray for Sara's recovery. Let's pray that she's alive. I can't wait to see it. So thank you for watching.